Hey, so Space Panther here. I just wanted to take a second to address the Hobby Lobby case that's going on right now. I came home this afternoon and opened up my Facebook, and people are freaking out about this. Like, oh my gosh. So the Hobby Lobby case, as you're aware, Burwell versus Hobby Lobby, the Supreme Court decided yesterday, 5-4, that for-profit private businesses can get religious exemptions to insurance coverage of contraceptions. So basically, private businesses, private for-profit businesses, don't have to give their employees insurance coverage for contraception. And apparently, this is the end of the world. This is a huge ordeal, I guess. And I'm going to tell you why it's not that big of a deal. Okay, so Hobby Lobby has 21,000 employees. Let's say 10,000 of them are women. Okay, 10,000's a fair number. It's a lot, but how many women are there in the United States? At the last census, there was 161 million. 10,000 out of 161 million is 0.00006%. 0.00006%. That's how many women in America work for Hobby Lobby. So while 10,000 is a big number, it's really a teeny percentage of women who are actually going to be affected by this. Okay. That being said, it's not like they're not getting any health insurance coverage. It's only for contraception. And there are tons of resources. There's tons of places you can get contraception. There's lots of reproductive health resources. If you go to Planned Parenthood, you can get contraceptive, birth control pills, and even IUDs and abortions, morning after pills, all of those things for either free or a very, very reduced cost. They make it affordable. That's the whole point of Planned Parenthood, is to make reproductive health services affordable for all women. So just because your job doesn't offer you it in your insurance plan, and keep this in mind, they're not giving you free contraception. All they're saying is in the insurance plan for it. There's probably still going to be a copay. So considering that, it's not like you can never get contraception and it's completely affordable and unaffordable, and you're going to have to start just having baby after baby because what are you going to do? You're not covered by insurance for contraception. Planned Parenthood is all over the country. You just look it up online. You can go in there. You can get your birth control, your contraception. Okay. And for the other, the rest of America, the vast majority of American women, the other 161 million, you're not affected at all. So I really don't see why people are freaking out about this so much. It's really not a huge deal because you can still get contraception. And if you work for Hobby Lobby and you're really that pissed off about it, go work somewhere else. No one is forcing you to stay somewhere that's not giving you contraceptive services in your insurance plan. If you're working, in the store for low wage, if you're making $8, $9, $10 an hour, I am sure you can go find another job where you can stock shelves or work as a cashier that will not have a religious issue with contraception. Okay. If you have a higher level job, let's say a management job where you're making a little bit more, and you don't want to leave, in that case, I assume you would be able to afford health insurance anyway. So I really don't see the problem. And the other issue I wanted to address, which is really the main issue here, is what's the alternative? Okay, do we want the Supreme Court to mandate that it doesn't matter what your religious preferences are, if you are a private business, you have to give everyone contraceptive health insurance? Is that the alternative? Do we really want the government infringing to that degree? No, I really don't think we do. It goes back to the whole idea of the separation of church and state, which seems to be an ongoing issue, but most people can agree that they want the church and the state to be separate. I feel like most Americans are in agreement on this point. So that being said, if they were to mandate them covering the insurance, it would be a huge violation of that. There are a lot of religions that are opposed to contraception, like, say, Christianity. One of the biggest religions in the world is opposed to contraception. And I'm not saying I personally agree with this, because I don't, but I'm just pointing out that one of the biggest religions in the world is opposed to contraceptive services. So that being said, it really would be pretty tyrannical for the government to come in, considering we have the separation of church and state, for the government to come in and completely squash all that, like all the progress that's been made over the last 100 years with separating church and state. If the government were to suddenly come in and just squash all that and be like, it doesn't matter your religious beliefs, you have to give everyone birth control coverage, I mean, I think that would be a huge infringement on religious freedom. So I think that's something else we need to consider. And we also need to stop. Liberalism, I feel, is getting way out of control. We look to the government, the liberal government, I mean, just to solve all of our problems for us. It's like, oh no, oh, my job's not giving me birth control in my insurance plan. Oh, I'm going to sue and take it to the Supreme Court. No, be an adult. Put on your big kid pants and get another job, okay? Or find another way to get contraception, okay? We're not talking about something... Contraception is not this, like, elusive thing that's so hard to obtain. I mean, you can get it. It's cheap. It's not, you know, it's not something that we need to be freaking out about. But yet we are, and we're trying, you know, this case went all the way to the Supreme Court because we want the government, you know, so many people, I mean, it's the same with gay marriage. It's like we want the government to come in and just, like, take things over and just be our daddy, pretty much. We're looking for someone to guide us. And let me just tell you, the government is not who we should be looking towards for guidance at all. I think that we'll come to regret that decision. So anyway, I was so surprised at the reaction about how pissed off people were about this decision, when it's really, like I said, it's not a big deal. And if the alternative were to have been voted on, I feel like that would have been even worse, because then suddenly you're having a bunch of old men kind of deciding that, like, they know better than religious systems, and they have authority over religious authority. Which, I mean, that's the whole point. They don't. So, anyway, think what you will, of course, but I just wanted to kind of be the voice of reason to all the chaos I saw exploding on my Facebook page about this. Anyway, think about it. Be logical. Don't, you know, be an adult. Put on your big kid pants. And, yeah, we'll talk to you soon.